And here's a look at the veteran drag racer, Fred Schaefer. That is a Dodge truck. That is barefoot. And we're going to go back now a bit earlier this afternoon to round one competition as he took out a new truck, Overkill, driven by Steve Hess.
Hess comes out with a brand new concept, and you can tell real quick that Fred Schaefer's no drag racer. He literally knocks over the tree. You know, he had a truck length lead before the first set of vehicles, but not going to be that easy now. Scott Stevens in the Auto Value vehicle knows Fred is going to be dead on that tree.
Scott out of Woodlands, Texas, but he has actually moved his operation army to Indianapolis, Indiana to be more centrally located. And this is a look earlier in round one against American Made.
The American Made truck out of Tucson, Arizona, first time on the tour with us. Not a bad running truck, but Stevens moves over into the next round. The kid out of Arizona, he might be a player before the year's over, but right now, both the players are on the line, one in a GMC and the other one in a Dodge.
So it's Barefoot and King Crunch. Once again, we have seen from round one action how well Fred Schaefer cut that light.
Oh, he drilled that tree. Look at here. Again, good start.
He won it once again at the light. Reflexes.
Man, reflexes. But that big Mopar, that big Dodge engine is making all types of horsepower. And you know what's interesting? They don't run any type of coolant in that vehicle. It's self-contained cool.
There's a guy that keeps the competition hot. Coming up, more competition featuring Bigfoot. Welcome back to Bloomsburg as competition continues here at the Fairgrounds, and there is a look at the latest from the Bob Chandler Bigfoot family. That is Bigfoot number 10, but still looking for victory number 1 this season. Andy Brass out of St. Louis, Missouri, the two-frame race truck. And this is what happened earlier in round one. He went up against Wayne Slozanik, Tropical Thunder.
This shows us exactly how quick Andy Brass is in that starting tree. That truck designed to lift a lot. Horsepower was not taken away from it one bit. He went to the other end like a rocket, Gary.
So now we are in action, round 2. Carolina Crusher, Gary Porter out of Wadesboro, North Carolina, in the Chevrolet. He has certainly been a force the past couple of seasons, and he will stage against Big Blue, Bigfoot, the Ford of Bob Chandler out of St. Louis, Missouri.
Gary Porter is your defending champion in this series, so he would love nothing better than to do it 2 years in a row, but Andy Brass is not going to have a bit of that. Look at here.
Once again, we emphasize how important it is to cut a good light, and right there, he underscored that.
Andy Brass is, you know, we've got a truck named Snakebite, but Andy Brass today has Snakebite-like reflexes. Look at that. But he's not powering real big over the first jump either. You notice that, Gary?
As we see Andy Brass put Gary Porter on the trailer, we have two trucks we've talked about earlier on the sidelines. Both Snakebite and Gravedigger are out of the competition following a freak occurrence in the second round. Both trucks broke at almost the same time.
It was really interesting. They both go to the starting line literally on full kill. Neither one was going to roll over for the other one. They came off the line so hard, both trucks at the same time exploded their transmission. Gary, in order to win a race, you got to finish it. Neither vehicle did. So that brought up a unique situation where the two quick losers from the previous round who thought they were out, they're back in, and those guys are out now.
Well, now we'll take a look at the semifinal matchups. Right you are, an unusual situation. The second fast loser, King Crunch, against the fast loser, Carolina Crusher, and then Bigfoot and Barefoot. And from those four, we will have a winner here at Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. A most unusual situation here as we take a look at some of the other trucks on display, because these Jamborees offer a host of activities for the truck lover as well as the entire family. And to find out more, call or write the Special Events Promotion Company. And there is a look at Gary Porter. Once again, he is back because of the breakage of a couple of trucks. So we have Gary Porter, the second fast loser from round 2, against your fast loser, the Auto Value King Crunch of Scott Stevens.
Now, for all intents and purposes, both these guys were back in the back. They had their helmets off, their neck braces off, and all of a sudden they say, hey, you're back in. So they had to jump back in the trucks. Neither one expected to be here, but one is going to the final. Which one's it going to be? Will it be out of Carolina, or will it be out of the new Indianapolis-based operation of Scott Stevens?
Very even at the start, but it looks like Gary Porter by a fender, and Gary Porter does indeed advance to the finals. Gary Porter out of Wadesboro, North Carolina, in the Carolina Crusher, knocking out the Auto Value King Crunch.
Well, it's amazing. You know, the finish line, just to give you a little information, the finish line of the monster truck is located 6 feet in the air. Why? Look at the finish line here. If you had the lights on the ground, they would have literally flown completely over them. Both trucks fly to the finish line right here.
And it's by a wheel that Gary Porter wins. But look at this, Army. Gary is being towed back to the paddock area. We could have another interesting turn of events because he has found a spot in the championship if that truck's not broken.
Yeah. You know, it's really amazing. If the Jamborees, everybody comes loaded for bear, and Porter may not get a shot at this one. Let's find out. No love lost. As a matter of fact, I'll be up front. These guys just don't like each other. One in a Dodge, one in a Ford. Let's just watch this one. It'll be a street fight.
And Andy Brass, oh.
You call it.
No, I can't. That's a photo finish. We'll wait for the officials. We'll ask George Carpenter who won that one.
Wow.
The fans don't know. They're waiting as well. There's a look at Fred Schaefer in barefoot. Let's look again.
Both trucks run a soft suspension. Notice how they both settled. Now, they can really make the horsepower work for them and literally fly to the finish.
And right there, you can see by that margin, Andy Brass takes the victory. He's with Army.
Right now, Gary, we got Andy Brass. Andy keeps going quicker and quicker, but something unique here. Left lane. You sat and studied it. You figured something out that everybody else couldn't. What was it?
I can't really say really about the lane. I don't think there's a whole lot of difference. I think it's just a lot of the guys' minds. You know, we knew Fred that if it come down to us and him, he was going to pick the right lane. We was going to have to run the left. We run left in qualifying. We didn't do bad, so we figured we just got to pull a hard run on left lane. Just have to stand in it and not let out of it.
But the big question now is, can Gary Porter get his starter replaced? He's earned a spot in the championship against Bigfoot. But the work continues on the Carolina Crusher. We'll come back and see what happens in the championship round.